Hololo, hololo, sanbonani. Hololo, hololo, nisaphila nje. Penuel the Black Pen, man. As we wind down the Gregorian calendar, we are, what's the date today? Today is the 25th of October. We've got November, we've got December. So the Gregorian calendar is being wind down. The year's almost done from an international calendar perspective. From a Southern Hemisphere perspective, in particular from a South African perspective, we are in our second month, September being our first month, the 23rd of September, in particular being New Year. We're now officially in our second month of the African New Year. And how you know this, I mean, can speak about the year and the calendar. How you know this is that festivities are about to start and people are about to get excited. So yeah, man, September was the blooming of the trees and the birds. If you live in Johannesburg like I do, if you live in Pretoria, which is called Jacaranda City, psh, Johannesburg has got way more jacaranda trees than Pretoria. The jacaranda trees are in bloom. If you ever get a chance to drive through or walk through Saxonwold, which is my favorite neighborhood in Johannesburg, near Zoo Lake, near Rosebank, near Houghton, Saxonwold, stunning neighborhood. Please go there now if you get a chance. If you're around, just go drive through, go walk through, and go look at the beautiful jacaranda trees. It is absolutely magical. Going into swimming season, we start swimming now, which is pretty dope. People are going to be at the beach having a good time. We're going into December, which are Christmas and festive season, but it's like our celebration of our year is in full swing. And then January, of course, the Gregorian calendar recalibrates and starts again. And then we carry on with the work. So the year's almost done for the Gregorian guys, and the year's just started for the South African Southern Hemisphere guys. And look, for people like me, I normally take stock around these times of the year that I've had, my experiences, my mistakes, the learnings, my achievements, people I've met, which is normally my favorite part of reflecting on my year, amazing human beings I've sat with. And now you guys actually get to see some of the people that I've met because I bring them on my platforms now. The amount of people that I've seen who support my stuff everywhere I travel has been nothing but mind-blowing. So I'm very happy. I'm very honored. I'm very blessed, man. My life is currently a blessing. DJ Sbu, whose name is Sbusiso Liope. Sbusiso is a Nguni word for a blessing. He says, I'm blessed to be a blessing. Ngingusbusiso uthi ngibusise abanye. I believe I'm also blessed. So I try to, with my candle that's lit currently, to light as many candles as possible out there. We are living in one of the greatest times in history, specifically us, where there is not that much conflict. There is not as much struggle and poverty as before. I know it looks bad currently, but the reality is it's not as bad as it's been historically. And for most of us who are privileged, the only thing holding you back from being a Hollywood superstar, the only thing holding you back from being a Grammy award-winning, multi-million best-selling musician or a million best-selling author, the only thing holding you back from being a dollar billionaire, the only thing holding you back from changing your citizenship to another country, the only thing holding you back from living in another city, the only thing holding you back from marrying someone you love, someone in another race, someone in another tribe, someone of another nationality, someone of a similar gender or an alternative gender, the only thing holding you back is yourself. A lot of these restrictive laws of the past have been removed. So the only thing holding you back is yourself, and in particular, your mind. And people like myself, I'd like to think in where I'm placed in the world, I'm here to try and ignite your mind, to help just light it and spark it, to challenge it so that you're like, this Penuel guy gets me so angry, but at the same time, he makes me think so much. And yeah, why not? Why not me? Why must I constantly be an extra in someone else's movie? Why can't I be the star in the movie of my life? So I appreciate that so much. I've had an amazing elderly gentleman His name was Hussein. He actually wanted to be anonymous, but his name is Hussein. He runs a very successful business in Gauteng, and he has sponsored a series of videos that I'm going to be releasing on TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube, to just try and encourage young people in South Africa to rise up and take on opportunities. He himself mentors young kids, he invests in them, and he's not the only one. He didn't want me to speak about his business, he didn't want me to speak about him, but I just want to say, Mr. Hussein, I'm not going to mention your surname, thank you so much for coming into my life, for sponsoring, for sending me money, which is resources I can use to work, to try and help others, to try and sponsor others. It is really great for me. I will be making more of these type of videos where I reflect on the year that I've had. And I'm going to maybe focus on this video in particular to speak about some of the things that young people can do for themselves. But I'm going to speak about the Penuel show at some point and what an amazing year I've had. I'm going to speak about the virtual Mkuku, which I set up with DJ Spool, and some of the work we've done there. I'm going to speak about working with my brother on Pen and Pen. And hopefully very, very soon, you guys are going to be seeing us sitting with my sister, Penrose. You guys have seen, got to reconnect after 4 years with my 2 kids that were in China. Of course, COVID lockdown was an issue. Africa. I've been raising Uskupo Nyanga, my boy, my youngest. You guys have seen some videos of him. I'm growing and loving my kids in Durban. Ushaga Nonkanyezi, Kalchi. Shaga starts big school next year, grade 1. Kalchi is starting daycare next year, which is pretty dope. Uzulu, unfortunately, I still don't have access to him, but who knows, man. Come 2024, come this new year, this new South African New Year, it might come with new blessings where I get to connect with my boy, my second born son, Uzulu, Khosi. So yeah, I'm excited. My family's amazing. So I'm still going to speak about all of those things. I've had a great year, man. Choirs, UJ choir in particular, the Dickies, Tix Kamarata, the University of Pretoria choir, some of the choirs I got to see, Umbuso Ndlovu, Sizwe Mondlane, Renette Bauer. These are the guys that were at UJ making amazing music. The rugby that I've watched this year, schoolboy rugby in particular, Springboks in a World Cup year, the All Blacks who peaked at the right time. I think they're still my favorite team. I apologize for being a sellout. If you guys can accuse me of being a sellout of anything, it's rugby. I'm a sellout because I support the New Zealand All Blacks. They have done a lot for my life, my psyche over the years. Call me a sellout. It's okay. It's whatever. I've had an amazing year. I'm blessed. I've traveled locally. I've traveled abroad. I've met amazing people on the streets. People come up to me. Damn, man, what a year it's been. We are building towards the national elections in South Africa in 2024. And I've sat with so many different stakeholders, from people that are trying to get newsouthafrica.org. Please go to newsouthafrica.org. I want to send a shout out to Skull Kearney, who is running newsouthafrica.org. They are trying to increase political education and literacy, specifically amongst young people, to educate young people on politics. Politics. What is politics? What is government? How do you get involved? Because they have a goal, and newsouthafrica.org is not the only one. There are so many people out there who are saying, we just need more young people to register and to vote so that they become active in the politics and the running of this country. We have got about 40 million eligible voters, 60 million population, but then of the 60 million, about 20 million are young people. 40 million. And at the last national elections, 26 million were registered. They could vote. But even of that 26 million, only 17 million actually voted. It's tragic. So they were like, if we can get another 5 million people to vote, which takes it from 17 to 22 million at the very least, that's their hope. That's what people are putting resources and money and campaign and ads. And there have been people who have said, Penuel, on your platforms, please encourage young people to vote. Please encourage young people to vote. I sat with MacG, MacGyver Mukwebo. I sat with David Mashabela. I sat with DJ Sbu on JJ Tabane, Prof. JJ Tabane's Truth to Power platform. And we were trying to encourage young people to vote. And from that point, I think MacG got it. And he used Podcast and Chill with 1.1 million subscribers and so many viewers of his platform. He's been bringing on Youth League members from the ANC to the DA and others. He's brought on politicians, Ace Magashule, John Steenhuisen, so many politicians, Julius Malema, of course, that have come onto the platform and spoken there to educate, because I think he realized that, look, young people, because he was like, man, fuck politics, young people don't care, and he's right. But I think he realized, bro, if we young people don't say something, this country will go to the dogs and we'll have no one to blame but ourselves. So people have come to me, the Penuel show, Penuel the Black Pen. Anywhere you go, Pen, please encourage people to vote. I speak to abantu abamnyama, abantu bami abamnyama. Penuel siyacela ugqugquzela intsha ukuthi ivote okhethweni, siyacela mfowethu ngoba uyabona izwe likuphi njengamanje. Please vote. And look, to be honest, almost everyone who wants young people to vote are people that do not want the ANC to remain in power. I have not heard ANC people saying, young people must vote. Because they're kind of happy with the status quo. They are in government, they are in power, they get to give their friends tenders, they get to run state-owned enterprises, they get to be comfortable. But look at what's happening in our country. Our infrastructure is getting destroyed. Our state-owned enterprises are in shambles. Rampant corruption. Crime stats are high. We've got no borders, essentially. A lot of xenophobia, a lot of tribalism, a lot of racism, and our economy is fucked. There are no jobs. The social grant recipients have gone up from 18 million to 29.1 million and probably growing. It is a mess. 40% great. The stats will leave you sad. Leave you very, very... So it's like get young people to vote and then get young people to be actively involved. And true to that, I've gone in and I've not only sat with politicians, senior politicians, established politicians, and had conversations in private with some of them, but I've sat with the new parties, Build One South Africa, Musi Maimani. One of the episodes that's going to come through is Mpho Takada of Arise SA. I'm hoping to sit with Tusongezo Zibi of Mzansi, Arise Mzansi. DJ's Go and I have sat with Action SA's Herman Mashaba. I've sat with the Patriotic Alliance's Gates and Mackenzie. I've sat with ATM's Vuyo Zungula. I've sat with Shiluba's Bongani Baloy. We are trying to get involved. We are trying to make a difference. You're sitting with young people like Sandy Leshes who are saying, I wanna be involved in politics. You are sitting with young trailblazers. I mean, AfriForum's Aaron Roots, who is a young, active citizen who's trying to drive this country forward. Dr. Sizwe Mpofu Walsh, who's a very powerful voice in the political space. You're sitting with young entrepreneurs. Miles Ikbega, Dalipani Banks, sitting with people like Winston Innes. You're sitting with Duduzane Zuma, son of ex-President Jacob Zuma, who's also put his hand up and says, I want to be president of this country. I want to run this country. Sitting with Vusi Tembekwayo, who's become a business titan, global speaker. Sitting with these people, sitting with the, what's it called? Legacy child of the people that built South Africa, Rob Hersoff, billionaire from a billionaire family. Sit with legacy family, Kulufelo Maponya, from the Maponya family, who have also done amazing things in building this country. These are the people I'm sitting with to say, how do we build a better country? You look at the Springboks as a beacon of hope and you're like, how do we build a Springbok economy and a Springbok social space? How do you do that? So I've been doing my bit and trying to get young people riled up. And unfortunately, so many of them are saying, Pen, who should we vote for? Okay, Pen, we hear you, bro. We must vote. We must register. Okay. Who must we vote for, Pen? The ANC looks corrupt. The DA looks racist. The EFF, we don't trust them. Omalim and these guys, they look like capitalists pretending to be communists. But I don't know if they have the country's best interests at heart. Gayton McKenzie is an ex-convict. And he used to be an ANC guy. Herman Mashaba is from the DA. Action SA is DA light. The IFP is just a Zulu party. Freedom Front Plus is just a racist Afrikaans party. ACDP is just Christian. I'm not even Christian, bro. Who must we vote? Bantu Olomisa and the UDM. But isn't that just a closer party? And where's the PAC? Yeah, Robert Sobukwe, it's Norway. Sivote Luba and Pen, tell us, Baba. Duduzane Zuma's new. Musi Maiman is Bossa, we don't know. Esma Khashuda's got the ACT now. Hey, Cope is gone. No. Who must we vote for, Pen? Tell us, Baba. No, vote for whoever speaks to... don't tell us that nonsense. And I've gone on the streets and I've asked so many people. And I had a conversation with Gareth Cliff. Shout out to Gareth Cliff and Cliff Central. Please go and check out an episode I did with him. Shout out to Ryan James, who works with Gareth Cliff as well. And I was explaining to Gareth Cliff that, I was also on this tip of, let's get more young people to vote. Let's get more young people active. And I explained that many young people are not interested. Many young people don't know politics. They don't understand things. I'm at a point now where I've almost gone 180 and I'm saying, no, man. It shouldn't be that everyone votes. It's something I've been saying for a while, that I wish there was a political literacy test where only people that are politically literate, who qualify as politically literate, tax-paying, and are active in governance in their communities, in their homes, anyway. Let those people vote. Their vote carry weight because they actually understand. So now I'm like, maybe I should actually encourage people to not vote. If you are not politically literate, if you are not a decent taxpayer, if you are not actively involved in governance in whatever sphere and space and whatever capacity, do not vote because you are reckless. And I think I like that campaign. So 40 million eligible voters, 26 million registered, 17 million. I'm like, no, what if I cut down the 7 million and we only have 10 million voters? And at the next election, cut it down to 5 million. And then from there on, be like, guys, you need to qualify to vote. We have a democracy, but it is irresponsible to vote democratically if you don't know what you're doing. It's almost like letting anyone vote on which business should be run, or who should be given pick and pay, who should be given multi-choice, who should be given SAP, who should be given FNB Bank. Just vote. Who do you like the most? Mbalula. Mbalula must run FNB. Who do you like? I like Malema. Let Malema run Naspers. Who do you like? No, I like Musi Maimani. Let Musi Maimani run whatever. You're like, that's dangerous. Because we don't know if these people are qualified to run these spaces. And when these things collapse, who are we going to blame? Imagine having to vote for the coach of the Springboks. Today we've got Jacques Nienaber. Before him we had Rassie Erasmus. And we're saying, South Africans, this is a democratic country. We would like you to vote. And then you have the most militant black voice. We need the Springboks to transform. We need black and colored players in the Springboks representing our country. They must represent the demographics of this country, because the history of our country through apartheid kept out black players. Therefore, we want black players in the Springboks. It doesn't matter if they are thin, if they are short, they must play and represent our nation. We are tired of white Afrikaners representing the Springboks and pushing their Afrikaner ideologies in the Springboks. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, who is almost anti-Springboks, will come in, and you black people that are, they will vote for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to be the coach of the Springboks. He will ensure that 90% of the Springboks are black, and that there's like 3 white guys. Now, will that be the greatest Springbok team? We don't know, but it will not have been voted in through merit and through the most qualified coach being there. But you're voting because people are excited. We've got a black coach and black players. And they get whipped 100-0 by Namibia. We need to work towards meritocracy. We have a bad history. It needs to be corrected. We need some type of quota BEE that is functional and that is focused on platforms that are inclusive and not just parachuting anyone who is black. No. Siyakolisi, merit. Lukhanyo Arm, merit. Makazole Mapimpi, merit. Cheslin Colby, Damian Willemse, Kirtley Arendse, Kanan Moody. merit. Bongi Mbonambi, Trevor Nyagane, Oxenche, merit. But it is because we try to create equal opportunity through quotas to make sure that these kids who would not have gotten a chance before get seen. Try and give them bursaries and scholarships to the good schools to prove themselves, put them on nutritional programs to eat and be of good stock. We need to work towards that politically, economically. So maybe if it means we only have 1 million people that are qualified, let those people be the ones that vote, because they are plugged in and they understand what's at stake. I wrote a list. Sorry, I'm actually supposed to be speaking about opportunities. I wrote a list. Where did I put this thing? Oh, I haven't copied it. Let me see if I copied it. Wait. Please allow me. I wrote in the comments in the video I did with Garrett Cliff. I wrote a list of questions to try and figure out if you are politically literate. Okay, I did it on my other phone. I'm going to try to find it in the comments. Cliff Central on YouTube. There it is. Garrett's guess, Penuel the Black Pen. Let me try to find this thing. Here it is. So I said this. I just want to make this last point specifically because I'm addressing young people. Young people need to understand that money, business, economics are integrated. They have an integrated relationship with politics. And if you think, no, I don't care about politics, I'm just about business. Watch how politics stops business. And in one of the conversations I had with Paul, specifically from Arise SA, was this idea that government is the biggest spender. Over 2 trillion rand. Your favorite businesses, your favorite banks, your favorite media houses, your favorite construction companies, your favorite logistics companies, your favorite security companies, your favorite agricultural company, whichever company you're looking at, even if you look at something like social grants, the 29.1 million people, they spend that money which they get from government in businesses. So if you don't think politics and government has an impact on business, you are playing games, boy. So you need to get schooled on politics. So this was just an example. I said, if you are not politically literate, please do not vote. I said, please do vote here. I'm supposed to say, please do not. Jesus. Please do not. Okay. Fixed it. I'm so glad I came here. If you are not politically literate, please do not vote. And then these are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. And you guys can ask yourself these questions now. What is your ward number? Who is your ward councillor? Who is your mayor? Who is your premier? Name most of the ministers in the cabinet. Who is the president and the deputy president of South Africa? What is a green paper? What is a white paper? Where is your local magistrate? Where is the High Court? Where is the Supreme Court of Appeal? Where is the Constitutional Court? What is the Johannesburg Stock Exchange? What are the major institutions that run this country from a business perspective? This is the SOEs and private business. Who runs the biggest media platforms? What is South Africa's relationship with the biggest economies on earth? What is South Africa's relationship with the rest of Africa, with Europe, with the Americas, and with Asia? What is the difference between capitalism, socialism, and communism? What is the difference between democracy versus a monarch, versus a religious state, and versus other models? What is British colonialism and apartheid? If you cannot answer most of these questions, you should not be allowed to vote. You are a dangerous liability and you are destroying our country. This is not rocket science. This is like politics gets so much more technical than this, but at a very basic level. Like I haven't even gone into, can you name the top 10 political parties in this country? Can you name most of the members of parliament? Do you know how much they earn? Do you know how many traditional houses we have in this country? Do you know the different committees within Parliament? Do you know the layers? So we started off at ward councillor, mayor, premier, which is your provincial legislature. Do you know the MMCs? Do you know the MECs? We go members of parliament, the political parties, what they stand for, the manifestos. You do not even know these things. But we must allow you to vote. Why? Hayi mina ngihamba nomalima. Hayi muna kena ki batla yeah, wat ons nasi nodig. You actually don't know what you're voting for, and you are a danger to this country. On top of that, are you a decent taxpayer, which means your money is going to be put to work by the people you're voting for? Are you actively involved? Are you part of a political party? If you're not, are you helping an independent candidate? If not, are you part of a community garden venture? Are you in a community WhatsApp group so you know what's happening in your community? Do you pick up papers? Do you help close potholes? Do you know the schools in your area, and do you know what programs they have to develop the young kids in your area? Do you know which bottle stores are in your area which are destroying society? Do you know the sports grounds in your area? Do you know the sports teams that are helping the youth become active? Do you know the business people in your area? Do you hold them accountable to reinvest in the communities where they make money? Do you know the churches in your area? Do you know how they get involved in your community? These are the things that young people need to get involved in, and old people, of course, such that by the time you understand this, you're like, fuck me. I actually need to get politically involved. I need to vote, and I need to vote for this person, this lady, that man, because I see the work they are doing. And I know, because I'm on the ground, what is important for my community. I won't even need to ask you to vote. You won't need people to campaign. People can give you free t-shirts. People can bus you to stadiums. You will be like, I don't care if Pick and Pay buses me to stadiums and gives me free Pick and Pay t-shirts. I will go and shop at the cheapest retailer, which gives me value for money. I don't care if Woolies is got the best ads. I don't care if ShopRite has got the cutest campaigns. I do not care who is the CEO there. All I know is this system, it suits me and my family best. I can afford them. They give quality produce products. They are accessible to me, and they serve society because they create jobs for our community. They invest in the schools in our community. They've got programs that help us function better. That we need to be at that type of mindset in this country. So what are the low-hanging fruits, I think, for young people? First and foremost, and again, I need to give a shout out to Mr. Hussein for sponsoring this video. First and foremost, there are charity initiatives in whatever area you're in. It could be a community center, it could be a library, it could be your local clinic or hospital, it could be the local schools in your area, of which 67% of our schools in this country are no-fee schools. The kids don't pay school fees. It could be sports groups, sports clubs, football in particular. If you live in more affluent spaces, cricket, rugby in your area. There are old age homes. There are orphanages there. If you're a young person, you are unemployed, you don't know what to do, you wake up every morning with no purpose, no vision, go to these spaces and volunteer your time and whatever skills you may have. Go to the local school and be like, I would like to help. Does the school have sports teams? If so, I'd like to coach. Does the school need extra teachers? Don't pay me. The thing is, I have nothing to do, but I would like to. If I don't know, please teach me how to be a teacher. For a creche, for a daycare, if it means you're babysitting children, if it means you're working at an orphanage with young kids, helping to feed them, to make sure that they clean, you've wiped them, you've bathed them, do that. This will give you a purpose, and you will begin understanding, oh, this school actually has a budget. Government actually sends money here. This orphanage gets money from the Department of Social Development. Oh, this is the person that runs the feeding scheme. And you start getting involved, and somewhere there you will benefit. If it's an orphanage, you will probably be fed. While you're feeding the kids, you also get to have porridge. You also get to have istambu, mlotshwa and beans. You also get rice and chicken. You get to eat there. And whenever people are donating free clothing, free whatever, you get to get some of those things. Sometimes they donate stationery. You can take some of that stationery and use it to write, to draw, whatever it is for you. You might find that you don't have a place to stay. That orphanage will say, we've got a room for you. You can sleep here because you work for us. You volunteer your time for free. We may not give you money, but we will give you valuable things, skills, a network, food, a place to stay, and maybe you'll get some free clothing. And you'll get to meet some of the people that are involved in the orphanage from a political, from a business space to push you forward. Go and volunteer. If it's a sports club, go and volunteer to coach. You'll find out who is the manager, the owner of that sports club. You'll get to develop young minds. You'll get to learn in these young minds. Some of them come from broken homes, and you'll be able to mentor them. And some of these young kids that play for you will in some way add value to your life. Some will one day become something great, and when they become superstars, they will come back and be like, I want to thank you, Coach Pen. Coach Pen made me the man I am today, and I want to raise him to higher levels. Because you took yourself out, wageza, wavuka, wageza, wabangena. You woke up, you took a bath, you became clean, and you went to present yourself at the local school, at the local church. Churches where kids learn how to play instruments, the keyboard, maybe the trumpet, maybe the guitar. Some kids learn how to sing, specifically if you're in the choir. Some kids learn how to read and write in the church. The church has got all these programs where people get to go on camps, they get to volunteer. You get to ask church members, please donate to our choir, please donate to some of our volunteers, food, a place to stay, etc. Go volunteer in your community and be of service. Go volunteer in the businesses there. Go to the Pakistani spaza shops. Go to the bottle stores and be like, can I please help here? Can I get involved? Yes, I know it's your business, but do you need me to throw away rubbish? Can I go to the wholesaler and go and help you stock? Can I help clean your area? What can I do? You might find even the Pakistani shop owners, because you're there helping them out, they will give you free a loaf of bread, some tinned fish, to be like, hey, my friend, you can have this. You're a good friend to me. You help me out. And you build that relationship, and then you hold them accountable. Please reinvest in this community. You go to the bottle store, you're like, can I please maybe help with the crates, whatever the case may be. Let's educate people on alcohol abuse and how it's destroying society so that they drink responsibly. You go to your local spa, your local U-Save, your local boxer, and you're going to help to pack cardboard boxes and you go recycle them. You help in the back the guys that are offloading from the truck, and who knows, you might get a job in that way. As a young person. And this is not just for you who are unemployed, you who don't know. It's for you who have a job, who has a job. It's for you who's doing well in life to be like, those are actually good ideas. I've got cousins, I've got neighbors, I've got nephews who are doing nothing. That's a great idea. Because now this is your chance to rise and lead. To say, no, man, let me actually get this child to go and volunteer at the school. Let me go to the school, to the church, to the shop and be like, look, I've got a cousin who's doing nothing. Please, can you take them on to do something? Let me give them a purpose. Let me give them something to do at this orphanage, at this old age home. Let them help old people if they need to go and buy or go and collect their medicine from the clinic. These young kids will go and pick up their medicines, go deliver them. And we, as the people that are employed, will donate a little bit of money to them to be like, let's get you bicycles. Let's give you a bit of money, a bit of food, because you guys offer a service, go and pick up meds for the elderly. You help go and fetch groceries for them because they are too old to walk around. Some of you, maybe you wash and you massage their feet so that they are comfortable and you're adding value, and we will donate to you. We will set up a stokvel which does community work so that young people that are unemployed are involved. We found out they do nothing. We will buy them seeds. We will buy them forks. We will buy them spades and shovels. We will buy them watering cans. We will buy them these coverings to make sure that they set up community gardens. And then we'll hold them accountable. Guys, how's it looking? Oh, we've got cabbage, we've got green peppers, we've got chilies, we've got lettuce, we've got spinach. Thank you so much to you guys who are working, who are contributing to these spaces. I need to give a shout out, man, to Sipati Tabudi from Davidton. Usipati has carried on the legacy of her father, Mishek Tabudi, and she is doing amazing work with the Puisano NPO, with the Mishek Tabudi Foundation, in educating people in that area. And she's not the only one. There are so many people around the country, but she's just one of the people I work with, who is educating the youth of Davidton, trying to keep them away from drugs, trying to rehabilitate them, creating skill centers so that they can have some type of skills, and investing in communities in Davidton, Benoni, in Ekurhuleni, and in the greater South Africa as well. These are selfless people who are going out of their way to build this country. Like I said, she's not the only one. I can mention so many more, but I'm just singling her out. That's the one thing young people can do. We have got social media today. There are young people who wake up today and practice dance moves. We laugh about it now, of course, because we're like, not really manufacturing or creating anything, but these dance challenges for some kids on TikTok, they help them make money. You make a little bit of money. These platforms that we have here, people are watching. And while people are watching, companies come and advertise here. More fire. Batu. Drip. Whatever business you can think of. I sell my books. I've got 13 books that I sell. I advertise on this platform. People have clothing brands, or Mlotshwa, Tsepo jeans. I know in your community, in your space, you've got your own business. Could be another sneaker brand, Ivaya. You could be selling your own beverage. You could be selling, or you could offer catering. You know, Siswamos Pesihle Losi runs Losi Events Management. She can use a platform like mine to be like, hi, I do events, I do catering, I train staff. Pen, I see that you've got a following. Please drive people to my platforms, to my channels, so that I can get more business. Uluyanda Jafta, through the Stockfells, has said we have created the People's Fund, where people with 100 Rand, with 1,000 Rand can get involved in our economy. We fund entrepreneurs, we fund other business people to be involved in the economy of this country. Pen, let's sit, let's have a conversation. With the People's Fund, let's be able to reach out to people and say, let us get involved. And not only must you put money, come and sit with us and give us ideas and show us the businesses in your area. Great Jabezi comes through and says, Pen, I've made money. I'm a multimillionaire of Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies are a global industry and I want young people to understand them. Whether you own coins, whether you are teaching people, whether you are involved in some type of education on cryptos, on foreign exchange, on just the money system. Come and join me and let's grow and let's build together. If you're not involved in cryptos, I am Great Jabesi. I've got money. Maybe be involved in some of the initiatives that I do. Talipani Banks runs Analytics X, an advertising, a digital advertising platform. And he has now created Spaza Eats, which is competing with Uber Eats. You don't have to be involved in advertising and digital. You're like, okay, I can drive a scooter. I want to be involved in marketing Spaza Eats. I want to be involved in Miles Bega's Dwalisa. Dwalisa's got these amazing containers which are going back Sankofa. Joshua Maponga speaks about Sankofa. Going back to the past to find solutions that we can use today. I can't afford a big bag of maize meal. I can't afford a big bag of rice. I can't afford a packet of sugar, but I can afford a cup of sugar. I can afford a cup or a container or a scaftine of maize meal to eat. Itwalisa is coming in to that space to say, bring your container, bring your cup, and we will measure for you and you'll pay 2 Rand, 5 Rand so you can go eat. These are solutions for the continent, for the country, and some of them are through Stockfells. So I'm saying, let's go and volunteer in our communities. I was going into social media and some of the platforms I've used, dance challenges. Use social media to tell your stories. Start today. Pick up your phone. DJ Spo and I have been advocating for this for so long. Pick up your phone and say, look, I'm an unemployed youth. I live in Soshanguve. I live Osizweni. I live at Danhaus. I live at Blaubosch. I live in Mdantsane. I live Kwalanga or Kwanyanga, Enyanga, Kwalanga. I live in Kukuletu. I live in Hammanskral, Mabupane. And I live in Kwakwa. You know, I am unemployed. I am using free Wi-Fi from the local library or the local clinic. And today I'm making a decision to change my life. Today. I listened to Penuel, the Black Pen, and today is the day I change. And I'm going to document my process on making social media content, but I'm going to volunteer in my community. I'm going to visit an orphanage, an old age home, a school, a sports club, a church, and I'm going to get involved and I'm going to update you guys on how I'm changing my life for the better. I'm going to join a political party. I'm going to attend branch meetings, and I'm also going to encourage myself to get involved in tenders. Tenders are not a bad space. A tender is me helping government to deliver services and products to the people. And it is not just for the politically connected. It is just not for Edwin Sodi. It is not just for Abo Bidvest. It's for me. I can also get it tendered to paint my local school. I can get it tendered to close the potholes in my neighborhood, in my community. I can get it tendered for a feeding scheme at an orphanage somewhere. I want to do my bit in making my community better. I will get the tender to supply books to a school, to a library. I will get the tender to clean the local clinic, the local hospital in my community. And I will get involved somewhere, and I will find the youth leaders. And I will use social media and the internet to connect with people and to ask for donations. Hi guys, this is our community garden. Our spinach is growing, our cabbage is growing. We're just asking for, you don't have to send us money. If you can deliver spades, watering cans, seeds. If you can't, if you can just 50 rand, 100 rand, please give us this. Umtuduzi Shongwe in Mpumalanga is doing that. He has started a community garden and he's trying to create community gardens partnering with schools. And he is looking for seeds and he is looking for gardening utensils and equipment. And I have to use my voice to try and connect. I'm actually going to make a list of all these, the People's Funds, Paza Eats, Mtuduzi Shongwe's initiatives, Soweto Parliament and Tlantlalak, some of the projects they're busy with, some of the work AfriForum is doing on the ground, community work, etc. to say, guys, this is how you can get involved. This is a list. Action Society with Ian Cameron in the Western Cape. This is how I can get involved. Through Ian Cameron and patrolling suburbs and neighborhoods, Ian Cameron and them helped me get a license, to a gun license. And today I work in a security company and today I can feed my family. These are the things we can do. These are the things we can do being actively involved as young people. And like I said, Stockfells. We're sleeping on Stockfells. Shout out to MacG and the Chillers Market. I'm not sure how well they've been doing. How do you plug into the Chillers Market and make sure that you're selling stuff? And if you're not selling stuff, you're buying. And if you're not buying, you're helping one of those people. These are the businesses on the Chillers Market. Shout out to Umzuzugile Sony and the Brown Sense Market and the Brown Sense group on Facebook. How do we get involved in the Brown Sense community? How do we get involved in bartering exchanges, which is something I'm passionate about? How do we turn the Chillers Market, how do we turn the Brown Sense Market into a bartering space? Hi guys, come through to the Brown Sense Market, come through to the Chillers Market. If you do not have money, come through with things that you sell to exchange with other people. Come through with maybe books that you can donate, we can give to schools and creches. Come through with old clothes that you can donate, we can give to the needy. Or come through and say, hi, I don't have money, but I have skills. I have an ability to fix cars. I have an ability to cut hair. I have an ability to teach children. So I will commit to 3 hours of maybe tutoring your child in maths. I got a distinction in maths. I can help your child with maths for 3 hours at this value if you will give me this thing that I'd like. This is the value I have. I can cut your hair. Next 6. Shout out to Siliboho Mulefe, Sir Life Good, Sir Dr. Life's Good, and the hookup dinner, where when you come through there, they would say on the floor, who can donate money? If you can't donate money, what goods can you offer? I'll design a website. I will help them with digital marketing. I will help them get access to this business. I will help them fill in tender documents. And we barter and we build together. So I'm gonna commit to making this, and again, thank you to Mr. Hussein for sponsoring this video. There's an amazing gentleman who I'm hoping to sit with at some point, Clifton, in Ego Ruleni, who does school uniform. And he's saying, Pen, we need to find young people who are passionate about uniform. I will teach them how to manufacture the uniform, and they must go to their townships, to their neighborhoods. And I will even give them the equipment to start up and begin making uniform for their neighborhoods. Those are people that are plugged in. Lesego Modise, Buntu Foods, who is saying, Pen, I want to invest in whatever young people are doing. I wanna contribute. DJ Sbu, constantly motivating and inspiring young people to get involved. Start with your phone. I meet young people all the time when I do some of my Penuel's Power Talks traveling around South Africa. Pen, where do I start? Start with your phone. Jack Kalala. Jack Kalala is an author. He's publishing and releasing his book soon. I'm going to be helping to promote his book. He was like, Pen, what should I do on TikTok? Just make videos. One of his videos, I think, did 30,000 views. He's like, fuck, thank you so much, bro. I'm like, just do the work. You've got an amazing story. You've got so much to teach. And trust me, the more you speak, the more work you do, you will attract the people and the energy and the resources you seek. Rob Hersoff and I at some point said we want to create a platform for mentors and mentees that are ripe. And he's not the only one. Kulufelo Maponya is building 2U Foods, a container Woolies for the township, to try and help black South Africans reclaim the spaza industry. How do we do more of that? Winston Innes is in petroleum wholesale. He's like, Pen, if you can get people who can come and say, we will sell petrol, diesel, I will supply them. I will help train them. I will help them in some or other way. These are people that are plugged into this country who want to do work. And I want to try and help them connect. White, black, Indian, colored. Let's see how we work. Let's see how we build a better country. Volunteering, very powerful. Charity organizations. Using your cell phone, create a YouTube channel, create a TikTok page, and see how you can monetize. Even Facebook is paying these days. I know I give Mark Zuckerberg a lot of help. Facebook pays. If not that, just drive a lot of traffic and then start getting small local brands to pay you 50 Rand, 100 Rand to advertise on your platform, for you to tell the story. Tabang_ER, ER Comedy What. It's going to be hosting a comedy festival on the 28th of October at the State Theatre in Pretoria. They paid me to market. Someone can pay you to market. It doesn't matter how small the brand is. It can be Business Lamakota in your neighborhood in Alex. And they pay you 50 Rand, or they didn't pay you in money. They said, Twana, if you can bring me 10 customers, you get a for free. If you can bring me 100 customers, I will then pay you 200 Rand. Umamwini's tuck shop at Tembisa. If you can prove, shout out to the family that set up Porto's Fish and Chips in Newcastle. They didn't pay me in money, but they said, pay any given time you're at Porto's in Pretoria. Corner Steve Bigo and I forgot the other street, but in Pretoria, I think in Arcadia, if I'm not mistaken. They've got a new branch there. The family said, anytime you're there, you can come and pick up a free packet of Porto's Fish and Chips on the house. Because we've seen your TikTok videos, and your TikTok videos help to drive traffic here. People came through and they said, Penuel the Black Pen was like, there's a Porto's here. He said, your slab chips are the best in the world. We wanted to come and taste. That is value exchange. I'm going to be having lunch soon with an amazing gentleman. What's his name? I'm going to tell you now. With an amazing gentleman who's offered to have lunch with me. Anyways, maybe I'll document it closer to the time. Young student who was doing promotions, activations. I think it was for Nescafe, promoting coffee. Did such an amazing job. I decided to make a video. Put it on TikTok. He said, he messaged me later. He was like, thanks to your video, the people that I report to saw it and they offered me something more permanent. And now he's taking me out to lunch to thank me. That is the value we add. Yeah, Pen, you guys just talk. We don't just talk. As much as you'd like to bash me and be negative and troll, we don't just talk. The people that I'm plugged into, the people I work with, we create jobs for hundreds of thousands of South Africans through my network. And through some of the videos I make, through some of the conversations I host, they attract people that fund them. They attract people that are customers and clients. They attract people who become employees. Christopher Kapanga, we clean it all. He does cleaning solutions in Randburg and around Gauteng. The people that have been drawn to him, and I'm still going to sit with him and he's going to tell his story. I've networked with him. Dionelin Pongolani. Dionelin Tamanda Pongolani. The real estate work that she's doing. Uputwami. Sfiso Madondo, who's in construction. People that have been like, we want to reach out to Sfiso Madondo. I've helped him connect with certain people who work with parts of the taxi industry, because he told a story on his work in the taxi industry and owning taxis. They've had a meeting and they are now going to do business together. That is the work we're doing. We're not just making noise and blowing hot air. As much as you're controversial, you're unnecessary, it's fine. I'm a voice. I'm a necessary voice. I challenge minds. I've got my own belief system of Penuelism, which keeps me grounded. I'm going to grow that as well. I am moving and I'm connecting people. I've met with young people who are passionate about also creating their own media platforms. Wealthy, who has a podcast. Gift Nduma, who has his own podcast. Shepherd Pandega, who's got an amazing Christian-focused podcast because he's a passionate Christian. These are people I'm sitting with and we're working. And it's thanks to you guys who watch our content, comment on it, offer suggestions, share the content. We get to speak to young people. Latest episode on the Hustlers Corner with myself and my brother Penson and DJ Spoo should inspire you, where we speak about the beauty of brotherhood, the beauty of family. Family is not just blood, it is people that have the same interests and mindset as you, your tribe. We speak about that beauty. You must go and watch that and get inspired. Get inspired and be like, no, man, there's something beautiful happening in this disastrous country. You know what's the thing about an entrepreneur is always solutions oriented. There's load shedding in this country. That should be a light bulb. Excuse the pun. Load shedding, no electricity, light bulb moment. I can sell generators. I can sell solar panels. I can sell mobile chargers and make money. We have got an issue with Transnet, our railway issues. Okay, let me go into trucking and let me see if I can help with courier. The post office has been destroyed. Postnet rises up to the occasion and says, we will courier your goods. PEP rises to the occasion. They set up PEP Paxi and they say, we will courier goods. I use PEP Paxi to deliver my books. When people order my books, I'm hoping really to have my t-shirts at the very least. I need to focus on merchandise and I need people to help me. Shepherd Pandega made me this t-shirt when I visited him in Cape Town. Owning your mind, which one is one of the Penuelism principles. He made another one on animalism. This is love. He was like, Pen, I don't have money for you, but you have changed my life and I made these t-shirts for you to thank you. That is love. That is value exchange. And I have to help him grow as well. He does some of my thumbnails on my channel. He's plugged in and we're working. He's a Christian. I'm a Penuelist, but we are both good people. We share values. Why can't we work together? I've got Jewish friends. Oh, beautiful, beautiful soul, Jody, who believes in the work I'm doing. Is like, Pen, we need to change the country, please. Jody's Jewish. I love her so much. We share values. We are good people. We are working. Ernst van Sale, Christian, AfriForum, focused on helping the white minority, not the white, the Afrikaner minority in this country. That was a Freudian slip. Helping the Afrikaner minority to win in this country. But he sees me. He didn't need to come on the Penuel show. He didn't need to come on the virtual Nkuku. He could have been like, yeah, jy's nie an Afrikaner nie. You don't represent us. But he was like, Pen, I love you. I see you. You want to make this country work. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's work. Joost in Oranje, who I still need to visit. Joost has said, Pen, you're welcome to visit anytime in Oranje. I will show you around. I will host you. Please feel free at any given time. I owe him a visit so that I can show people the possibilities in this country. Oranje is an Afrikaner town. There's nothing stopping you from building a Zulu town, a Xhosa town, a Chivenda town, a Chitsonga town, a Ndebele town, a Swati town, and go and learn from Oranje and go and ask them and sit with them. They will teach you freely. This is how we do it. This is how we make sure that we win, because they are trying to build and find solutions because they feel like this South Africa is not working for them. What's stopping you? So I'm going to keep using my voice. I'm going to keep raising my voice, and I'm going to keep trying to drive this country to be better. And this is not even about South Africa. The amount of love and support I've been getting from Zimbabwe, from Namibia, from Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, people in Kenya, people in Ghana, people in Nigeria, people from the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, people from Zambia and Malawi. Then I have so many people hitting me up from America, so many people hitting me up from England, people hitting me up from Scotland, people sending a shout out all the way from China, from South Korea. I've had people comment from India, people saying, shout out from, we're here in Germany, we're here in Portugal, my man, I'm in Turkey watching you right now. My man, I'm in Switzerland. I just want to say I watch your content. Thank you so much. These are people that are either South Africans, Africans, or people that are native to those countries. We are global. And a lot of those people are saying the work that you're doing, we're watching with keen interest. We are so excited because as soon as we get a chance, we're going to build with you. As soon as we see the work you're doing, we're going to plug in. We want to plug in. I've had an amazing gentleman, I think from the Netherlands, who's running an amazing farming initiative in KwaZulu-Natal, saying, Pen, as soon as I get to South Africa, we need to sit, we need to have lunch. I want to take you to the farm. I want to show you the amazing work we're doing with the communities there. And I want you to help me grow this thing, because I'm teaching Black South Africans in KZN how to grow their own food. Andre Shearer, amazing gentleman who is fundraising for early childhood development in the Western Cape, working with colored and Black Xhosa women to make sure that young children are being developed to become contributors to this country. You have no idea how sensational my life is, how beautiful my life is, how plugged in I am with positive people. And sooner rather than later, I will infiltrate the ANC. I will infiltrate the EFF. I will infiltrate the DA. And I will begin colonizing some of those minds there and getting them to do the type of work we need. That is not focused on a political party, EFF, DA, ANC, but that is focused on building this nation. Not on racial lines, not on tribal lines, but saying we want South Africa to win. Penuel keeps speaking about a Springbok economy, a Springbok society, a Springbok country that goes beyond rugby. How do we get that right? How do we get it right? Do we need to get more young people to do school exchange programs, getting white kids from private and top public schools to visit the township schools and share skills and knowledge? And these township schools visit the top schools in the suburbs and share their skills and knowledge as well. Get people like Ian Cameron into the townships to patrol. Get some of the people in the township to go and patrol the white neighborhoods to see how they function. I've said this with Bobby Pedkoff, Midmac Motors, with Vince and Alzi and Carmen. I've said we need to get some of the taxi drivers and the taxi owners to travel overseas to China, to New York, to Germany, to go and study first world transport systems, the speed trains and the buses, and to come back and be the ones to drive the evolution of transport in South Africa. We need the taxi industry, Santaco, to say we are now graduating from taxis to trams, from trams to speed buses, from speed buses to speed trains, and we will be the driving force. Along with the collaboration they did with things like SA Taxi and Transaction Capital. How do we drive this? How do we fix our railway system? Transnet has been broken. I need people within the ANC, within the EFF, within the DA, these people that sit in government to say, you know what? We need to put ourselves on the side and look to the Chinese Communist Party where they put the country first. John Steenhuisen, who do you care about? I care about South Africa first. Cyril Ramaphosa, who do you care about? I care about South Africa first. Julius Malema, who do you care about? I care about South Africa first. Velenkosini Hlabisa, who do you care about? I care about South Africans first. Corneille Peter Mulder, who do you care about? We care about South Africans first. Our political parties come later. Our constituency comes later. Our voters come later. Our funders come later. We put South Africans first. If you are a business person wanting to do business in South Africa, if you own a mine, if you own a manufacturing company, if you own a factory, if you own a commercial farm, whatever it is that you want to do here, put South Africans first. Huawei, Cisco, Afgri, Anglo-American, Hitachi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, whoever you may be wanting to come and do business here, put South Africans first. You want to come do business here? Put South Africans first. Toyota, Nissan, put South Africans first. Make sure that not only are you creating jobs, we appreciate it, but you are paying tax so we can develop this country and build the infrastructure and make sure that you are transferring skills. Transfer skills and then open up your economy for our people to also trade there. Let us build a proper relationship there. It's up to us. We're here now. Old people in the political parties are going to pass on. We've lost so many already. We're here now. And we need to also ignite the younger people. I believe so much in succession planning and empowerment. We need to ignite the younger people. The varsity kids now, first year, second year, third year, the tertiary kids, the unemployed youth now, they must look to us and then they must rise and they must lead us. I want a 19, 20-year-old, 25-year-old saying, Pen, that's where we're going, boy. I'm like, yes, This kid has got fire. Pen, this is what we're doing. I'm like, yes, sis, this kid's got fire. And then we must ignite the high school kids to be the one coming up with the solutions. They must be the ones running the sports days at school. They must be the ones running the tuck shops at school and running the entrepreneurship days at schools. They must be the ones manufacturing the uniform at schools and saying we no longer want white shirts. We are going to make golf shirts. We're going to make tracksuits because they are more comfortable. We are going to make our own shoe brand for the schools. And maybe we're going to work in partnership with Batu, Drip, Via, Tsepo Cheats, Mlotshwa. We as South African school kids are going to make proudly South African clothing. Maybe even work with Student Prints and PEP. How can we be involved in the manufacturing of our own uniform that makes sense to us, and run our tuck shops and run our community gardens so that the kids at the school are eating food from the school? Shout out to the Landbou School Winterberg in Fort Beaufort. Shout out to Boerland Landbou School. Shout out to Vryheid Landbou, Western Agricultural College. Schools where the kids are growing their own food, and we need more of these. There are township schools that have vegetable gardens where some of the poorer kids get to eat maize, spinach, cabbage from the schools. We can drive these solutions. We can see what we can learn from M-Pesa. Learn from M-Pesas from Eastern Africa. It's been tried in South Africa, it didn't work. Learn from M-Pesa. Learn from Eco Cash, Strive Masiyiwa, Eco Bank. Learn from the Indians who have these courier services that have to do with people walking. Use stokvels. We are sitting on a sleeping giant in the form of stokvel savings clubs, which can graduate into an Old Mutual, a Volkskas Bank, and ABSA. That can graduate into the People's Fund. That can graduate to YWBN Mutual Bank if possible, Yantabeleng Dikgotsi. That can fund our community initiatives. Not every stokvel must be profit driven. Another stokvel or cooperative can be driven to do farming work, can be driven to fix potholes, can be driven to fix the schools, can be driven for maths and science, can be driven to pump the entertainment industry. How do we build podcasts in every single school? How do we build studios in every single school where kids are using their cell phones, buying cameras, and creating content? How do we get kids to sing? How do we get kids to travel? A travel stokvel, where we're getting the most talented young kids to travel to first world nations so that they can document with their phones what they're seeing, meet people, they make friends, and then come back and teach their peers at school, teach their teachers, and be like, I will become a leader. Shout out to Renatus from the African Leadership Academy, who invited me to his school. It's the most expensive school in South Africa, if not on the African continent, in Honeydew in the West Rand. He invited me to his school. He told me the vision. He is a graduate. He's a community leader. Renatus is amazing. I've connected with him now. I think he's in Rwanda at tertiary. He's from Tanzania. These are people we are connecting with and that we are building with. Again, I want to thank Mr. Hussein for this video. I'm going to be making more videos. And if you would like to sponsor a video, please hit me up via DM on Instagram, on Twitter. You can drop me an email as well. Sponsor a video and say, Pen, I want us to speak about alcohol abuse in the townships. I want us to speak about drug abuse. I want us to speak about building close-knit families. I want us to speak about parenting and fatherhood. I want you to actually speak about rugby as a transformative sport. I want you to speak about how can we fix Bafana Bafana so that it is like the Springboks. Where are we missing it in the development? I want us to speak about how do we get white people to be more involved in building this nation and not just living in this cocoon of their suburbs. How do we get people on social media to be more positive and not fight each other? How do I make money, Pen? I'd like you to make a video on how much money are you making on YouTube? How much does YouTube pay? How can I monetize? Pen, I'd like you to make a video on investing in property. Pen, I'd like you to make a video on cryptocurrencies. 30-minute video maybe, just giving us the basics of cryptocurrencies. Pen, I'd like you to make a video on online business. Maybe sit with Ubapusha. Sit with Ubapusha and just discuss how do we make online, take a lot. Amazon South Africa is here. How do we sell online? How do we go overseas? Pen, I'd like you to make a video on teaching English as a foreign language. You've been telling us about people making money, teaching people using their cell phone, using their laptop. They are traveling overseas teaching English. One of the mothers of my children has taught in South Korea, has taught in China. She's teaching in Brazil, teaching English. And the opportunities she's got, the networks she's got, and she's allowed now my children to travel the world because of that. What are the opportunities there for you? These are the conversations we need to have. How do we use crypto? How do we create our own social media platforms? How do we code? There are people that are passionate about coding today. We want to teach young children how to create their own solutions. How do we create advertising agencies? How do we get the smallest brands to advertise on small YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook pages, Twitter, X pages? How do I make money from X? I just got paid, by the way, by X. Shout out to Elon Musk. Shout out to Square. I just got paid by X. I said to Tutepi, Pressure Tsiole, and she told me she's been paid by Facebook. I need her to teach me how to get paid by Facebook. Sit with influencers. How do we get paid by Instagram? These are the things we can learn. If you can sponsor one of my videos, I'll be grateful. And I'd like to think my audience will be grateful. And to everyone who watches my content, shares my content, thanks to you that I get to make a bit of money. I get to connect with people and we get to make a better nation, a better continent, and a better world. Currently learning French. Going to be doing my swimming thing in these holidays. I want to swim as much as possible. Going to be meeting with more of you people. Going to be meeting with more people. I'm going to be hosting more talks, more gatherings. I'm going to be unearthing more talent, more South Africans that are blazing the trail. And then sooner rather than later, I have to travel through Africa. I'm going to try and raise money, whether through sponsorships, donations. I need to travel to East Africa. I need to travel to Rwanda, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Kenya. I need to travel to Nigeria. I need to have been to Ghana, but I need to explore Ghana more. I need to travel to the Northern Africa, which there's like a division there. Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt. We need to connect with our brothers there. Libya, the land of Muammar Gaddafi. I want to visit to the Middle East properly. I've just gone via Dubai. I want to visit Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. I want to visit Qatar. Be like, what's going on in this world? How do we connect? Need to visit America. I need to visit New York. Need to visit Los Angeles. I need to visit San Francisco. I need to go to these places. Explore them with you so I can teach you, so we can connect, so that whoever I meet, you guys get to meet and you get to connect with them as well. Penuel the black pen, Penuel usiba ulunsundu, pen elimnyama, Penuel the swart pen, Penuel pene ensu, Penuel le stilo noir. Love you guys very much. Have a great and blessed day. Connect with you guys again soon. Cheers.